Derp, burp, burp, derp. Ba da ba da ba ba. Derp, burp, derp, derp, ba. Ta-da! Welcome to another spot of Idiot Proof where I seriously have no idea what I'm doing, but I run a server called ONYX, and this is where all the videos are going to be taking place. So, for this episode, I'm going to cover what I learned in WorldGuard. So, it's just one of those things where you go, you plug it in, and, you download the file, go to plugins, drop it in there, restart your server. It'll give you this cool folder that says WorldGuard. And then you click on the config file, and it says a bunch of things that smart people know about. I haven't really been in here, but I'm sure it's important. Going back. Oh no, not going back. Another plugin I have is WorldGuard-GUI, which makes it easier and a lot simpler, especially for stupid people like me. And then you go down here to your actual Minecraft thing, and a mod that you can have is actually uses fabric. Where is it? Mod. Uses fabric. So then you do this fabric API thing. You do this WorldEdit fabric. You do this WorldEdit CUI. I don't know what CUI stands for, but something user interface. You go back here and switch things around, and you see that little box? That's what it does. So to move on with everything, let's go ahead and let's say I build this amazing thing. I'm gonna build an amazing thing right now, and it's just like yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. Yeah, okay. So what if I'm like, oh no, I hope this doesn't get destroyed by somebody new on the server. Yeah, that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna type in / wand, and with an open slot, it'll give you a wand. Very easy. Left click, select position 1, right click, select position 2. I always forget what I do, so the first block I always do both. And then, because sometimes you have to fly really far away to make your other selection, select the other side. And because of those cool quote-unquote CUI plugins, it forms a box around it. If not, it'll just tell you the stuff in the chat of like what you selected and the coordinates and all that kind of stuff. All right, so I selected this thing, and now I want to do more things. So we're going to do /region and then create and amazing, because that sculpture, nobody else can do that. All right, new region has been named amazing. Does that mean we can still do stuff in here? Absolutely. Oh, there it goes. I don't know. I have op permission anyways. All right, so the bad thing about the fabric loader and the WorldGuard and WorldEdit like wand thing is this cage could get really freaking annoying. So if you want to get rid of it, just select something else because you've already created your region. That little box does not matter anymore. All right, so if we type in /WG-GUI, 5 letters, this pops up. And this is like the chest thing that allows you to do stuff. Create new region. No, we already did that. Edit existing region. We'll get into that. Reload configurations. I don't know what this does, but I don't feel like I should click it. And get GUI item, which is this little compass thing right here, and exit. So if we exit and we go to that little compass thing, WG-GUI, I click it, and oh, hey, we're back again. So rather than typing 5 letters, you can take up a slot in your inventory and instantly access it. So if you go to, well, for this tutorial, you know what? I don't like what we did, and this is a common problem. So we're going to grab our wand /wooden axe, select it again, and it's just like, you know what? somebody could build above me and somebody can build below me. So if we do a // select, oh no, expand, that's what it is, expand vert. So now it's going to go as high as it'll let you and as far down as it'll let you before you hit the void. So now your region is fully protected without you flying around and placing stupid blocks. That same expand tool can be used and end up saying like 10, well, you see your selection, north. And then all of a sudden it selects 10 to the north. And I don't like that because I have nothing over here. I mean, I guess I could put something over here. Art. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So let's say we want to protect all of this. We've already set our region though, which was called amazing. So we're going to go to region, redefine amazing. Amazing has been updated with a new area. So just like that, we made it from being small to being ginormous, and nobody could build below us or grief us or build above us, or I don't know, if you set mobs off, then you won't have any seagulls poop on your build. You know, it's all important stuff like that. So from there, again, these lines kind of I get annoyed with them, so I get rid of them because your region's already created. So we're going to go back to /WG-GUI. Okay, so again, create new region. We don't need to do that. We already did that. Reload configurations. That's I don't know. Don't touch it. Edit existing region. Click on that. Select world. Well, we're in the normal world, so select world. And then find it. Amazing. Look, it's right there, which is also amazing. It's all in alphabetical order. You select it. From there, you have select template, which all of this, I haven't figured out how to use it yet. And yep, set parent region. Okay, that's important. So let's say you have something like, I don't know, a town or something like that. And you also have another area in spawn, and you know, they're oddly close together. You could set a parent region, and then anything that happens at parent region will update this region of my amazing build with those protocols. So if all of a sudden I'm like, no, I don't want to see any mobs whatsoever in spawn, whatever, then I could set this to parent region spawn, and it's going to copycat whatever updates I do to that. Edit owners, members of this region. That's going to be important for your admin and other people so that they can actually mess around with stuff. Rename region. It's pretty simple. Like, you click it, and instead of amazing, let's type, I'm not going to do test. I can't do test. Lobster. All right, amazing region has been renamed to lobster because lobster is amazing. The other important thing is, because there are so many settings, let's go edit. Meh. I don't know why it's not letting me do stuff. Let's go back to WG-GUI, edit world, lobster. That's why, because we renamed it, kicked us out, and we had to refind it. Lobster. All right. So set flags from another region. So this is going to copy and paste all of the flags, because whenever you're inside of this edit flags, there's a lot of things to choose from. And then there's this little box as next page. And then there's even more things to choose from. And that gets really, really exhausting. So rather than go through all that, you could just set from another region. So we're going to set it from, let's do spawn. Lobster now is the same flag values as spawn region. All right, from there, because spawn is not set as a parent region, you could go in there and change stuff up. So let's go through all of the settings. So WG-GUI, go to existing region, world, lobster. This is lobster world. Go to edit flags. All right, allowed commands, a list of commands to permit. So whenever you're inside of this, your left button is going to change it. So, dang it, I did it. I did the thing. WG, no. What do I have to type? Type new value. You want to add commands. If you want abort, type Q. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so deny. So if you right click this, it's going to say default. And if you left click it, it'll say allow and deny. From there, it's a complete logic game where if you hold shift and that, it's deny all, which is going to be your admin, ops, everybody. Then you could say deny none, which is like, oh, everybody can have in on this. Deny members, deny owners. So if there's some people like pissing you off or something like that, then you could be like, oh, I'm going to deny this member any access to this area, and then, you know, they're in kind of in timeout. Yeah, you get a picture. So if you don't hold down shift and you click again, then it's like allow none, allow members, owners, non-members, non-owners, allow all, blah, blah, blah. Hit right click, it'll go back to default. However, after you're in default, it still kind of shows up like allow none, deny none. And it's just like, no, I want to allow all. So yeah, let's allow elite mob only spawning. Anyways, as you saw, whenever I went into allowed commands, it gives you a list of commands that are allowed in the area, which can override some of the permissions. I honestly don't know who takes the upper hand in that, but that's where it's at. Block break. Do you want people to break apart your stuff? Yes. Block place. Can people put down their own blocks and make your stuff like look super crappy instead of my amazing build right here? I'm gonna X all the way. This amazing glowstone build right here. Okay. So going back into the GUI. Oh, I don't know what I clicked on. World. Spawn. Lobster. Mine. No. Exit. Lobster. Jungle. No. Lobster. Alright. Flex. Going on. Block commands of what they're not allowed to use. So this is helpful in a bunch of mini games and everything else like that. Like you don't want people to TP out of the area. So it's like you could put that in there. Build. So this is kind of like the master one that can overwrite everything. So if you're having any issues, like see if this is clicked on, clicked off as you do everything else. I try to do everything individually. I don't know if that's right or not, but I don't know. It's worked so far. Chest access. Do you want to allow people on chest? Course fruit teleport. I've yet to use this or even know what that really means, but it's a weird little block. Creeper explosion. That always sucks, so we'll deny that so nobody does anything stupid and then our stuff gets blown up. Crop growth. Do you want the crops to grow? And then this is also kind of crop hesitate. So if you get the crops to grow to be something like pretty and everything else like that, you can grow it till it's pretty, hit deny, and it'll stay pretty for you. Damage to animals. If you're having another showcase, let's say you have some horses with some diamond armor on or anything else like that, do you want the animals in this area to be able to be harmed? Deny message. It's just customizing what they're told when they can't do things. Deny spawn, a list of entity types that cannot spawn, because sometimes you want to enable mobs but you don't enable all the mobs, so you'd start listing stuff in here. Elite mob only spawning, elite mob spawning. I don't know really what these are, but unless both of these are allowed, I found out I cannot create the little robot people. What is it? NPC, NCP, /NPC. Oh, terrible. NPC. Create marshmallow type guest. All right, so hey, why aren't you looking at me? NCP look. Yeah. All right. So now we have Marshmallow here, and he's able to look at us. But if we go back into all of the settings for everything, and we go into Lobster, and we go into at flags, and then we're like, deny all, deny, and exit. I don't know, in a different area, I wasn't able to have the NPCs without having those disabled. I do have elite mobs installed, but I don't really know what else to do with this. Anyways, Marshmallow can stay there, and I'll just go over the rest of the settings. All that to say, like, if you're having trouble placing some of your NPCs, then maybe that could be a thing, an area. That's an area I had issue with. Ender block damage, like Ender Dragon. Like, I don't have one around here, but let's just deny that just in case one decides to fly in here and destroy all my stuff. Enderman Grief, deny. Ender Pearl, deny, because I don't want people like chasing stuff around here. EXP drops. I mean, you can't. We'll go through one by one. Exit via teleport. Do you want to keep them from teleporting out? Exit override. Do you essentially want people to like be able to like allow people to come in or allow certain people to leave? Exit deny message for saying, oh, you can't come in here. Exit, do you even want to allow people to exit this area, or do you want to trap them inside? Is it some sort of jail? Entry deny message, again, a message of what you want to specialize it as. Entry, whether players can enter the region. You could completely block this out so that people are just bouncing off the side wall. Like maybe it's under construction, or maybe it's some build that, I don't know, some little kid has, and you want to make sure nobody is inside his sandbox. Like, then disable that for the area. Painting destroy, that's pretty easy. Item frame destroy, that's pretty easy. Fall damage, if you turn this off, you literally can't die from falling. Farewell, it's a message when you leave. Farewell title makes it fancier. Man, feed amount, feed delay. So again, if you're using WorldGuard in a game type situation, you can make it so that when they eat, they aren't getting their full amount, or they're getting more than their full amount, however you want to set it up. Fire spread, that's an important one. Do you want fire to be able to spread in your area? And that also goes for lava. In my crappy experience, that's also going for lava anyways. Firework damage, again, easy. Frosted ice form, do you want the ice to melt? What game mode do you want them to enter in when they enter your region? Do you want to allow fireballs from gas? Do you want the grass to grow? Certain builds and everything else like that, you might have certain trails put out oh so neatly and oh so awesomely the way that you want it, and you're like, no, I don't want that grass to grow, I want it to stay dirt. Well, you have that choice here. Greeting, again, another item that's out of order in this. What do you want to say to them when they do arrive? Heal amount, that goes back into the games, like the feed amount. I really don't know what else to do with that otherwise. Next page is this weird box thing. Yep, here we go again. Heal max health, heal min health, ice form. Whether ice will form, like, do you want to shut down ice farms in this area? Do you want ice not to spread compared to how cool you made things? Same thing goes for ice melt, interact. So this particular setting is the main setting for the entire thing. Not the entire thing, I don't know. It's the main setting that allows people to mess with stuff. Like, you can read this. Invincible, allow Like, let's say it's a spawn area and you don't want any PvP, so like, let's just make sure nothing happens. Let's allow them to be invincible. Let's still allow them to drop items, whether or not they're dropping them automatically or something detrimental happens. Yep. Item frame rotation, that's really helpful one to have, especially if you're setting up arrows for pathways or anything else like that, or even maps. Like if you have a race and there's a map attached to a race, then you don't want item frame rotation to be allowed because people flip it upside down without realizing it. Item pickup, do you want them to be able to pick up items, or is it just kind of like, I don't know, I picture a game scenario, is it not about that? Lava fire, whether or not lava can start fires. So this one goes into what I said about the other one, which is whether or not lava can start fires. And then the previous one is, I don't know, it's somewhere in here. I don't know, pretend I found it. Fire spread. That's going to control, like, the lava started the fire, now the fire is spreading. So it's kind of a two-part thing there. Go into leaf decay. Do you want your trees to look pretty even though if you destroy the trunk? Whether or not flint and steel can be used, that's kind of important because you don't want them setting stuff on fire and TNT and all that, even though it should be denied by these other ones. If you have a build that's using TNT as something funny or something else like that, then it'll skip over the lava flow, lava fire, and you have an issue. Lightning. Do you want people to get struck by lightning? Mob damage. Do you, like, it's saying that mobs are already here. Do you want them to be able to hurt players? Mob spawning. Again, do you want them to be here? Do you want them to hurt players? Well, no, not hurt players, but do you want them to be around? Like, do you want spiders and skeletons and stuff like that, creepers spawning around? Mushroom growth. That has to do more so with mushroom spread. So if you already have some mushrooms down and you turn this off, those mushrooms are going to stay fine. But they are not going to spread places, which is good if you want to shut down farms, or if, again, you're using mushrooms as decoration, but you don't want them to end up everywhere. Mycelium spread. It's like the grass spread one. Receive chat, like let's say it's again one of the games and you don't want them to be able to chat with their teammates because they're on their own. Ravager grief, self-explanatory. PvP, do you want players to be able to kill each other? Potion splash, do you want to allow that to happen? Do you want to allow pistons to push things because maybe somebody will set up a piston, like if you have some of the settings set correctly and some of them don't, then all of a sudden they could set a piston down, they could put redstone on the piston, and then they're pushing your stuff all around and getting around things. Pass-through, I have no idea what this means. Other explosion, I don't know what that means, but like I don't want my stuff to blow up, so I'm going to deny that. Notify leave, that's an annoying one. Notify enter, that's another annoying one that will clog up your chat because the second anybody enters there, it'll tell you. Maybe set that for your own treasure chests or something else like that. So you're like, oh, hey, they're in my house for some reason. It could also be used to notify ops and admins of cheaters that aren't supposed to be in certain areas, but somehow working their way around. If you're suspect to an area, you can turn this on and then it'll tell you whoever is entering there and not entering there. Ride. Do you want to allow people to ride pigs, ride in NPCs? Do you want them to ride horses? Send chat. So the other one's receive chat. This one's send chat. Why they're on the other side, I don't know. Sleep. Do you want them to be able to sleep and reset the time? Snowfall. I think someone on my server just changed the time of day. Snowfall, that's an obvious one, kind of like rain. Snow melt, another obvious one. Snowman trails. I'm okay with snowman trails. I think it's important. Soil dry. Do you want the soil to have the capacity to dry up or not? So technically, if you're making some sort of awesome farm or something like that, you could do soil dry and then deny it, and then your soil will always be wet, and then you turn on the other stuff back there for growing stuff, and then, I don't know, it's less to worry about. Spawn. So this one is, my dog's acting up. This one is a little bit convoluted. I haven't gotten it to work yet, but supposedly if anybody dies in that area, you can set the coordinates of where you want them to respawn at. So this is good for mazes and everything else like that. Booby trap buildings, where all of a sudden they're going through a building and then now they can spawn back at the head of that rather than going all the way to spawn or going to their bed. However, for me, the beds and the actual spawn have been overriding this setting. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe one of you can tell me in the comments. Teleport, do you want to allow them to do that? Weather damage, weather lock, that's another one. Clear, rain, thunderstorm, default. Default will just go into a natural cycle, or you can make it just completely thunderstorm here all the time. Water flow, another thing. People can mess up and break items using a bucket of water. So if water flow is allowed, then they can possibly mess with stuff. But I do it on allow for, I don't know, I like making things with water. Vine growth, those vines are long enough. I'm tired of them taking over everything, so let's deny that. Vehicle place, can they drop any type of vehicle? No, like I don't want that. Vehicle destroy, can they remove a vehicle? Can they use doors, levers? This also goes into pressure plates. If you don't want to allow people to do that, which might be your own secret safe to hide your stuff, or maybe it's just an admin thing where, you know, the meat and the potatoes are behind the screen, so you don't want people to access it, but you still want to get in through your iron door, then you could disable this and you would still be able to get in through there, but other people couldn't. TNT, whether or not TNT detonation or damage is permitted, so we have that denied. And time lock, and that will essentially set, like, every time players are here, I want it to be daytime, which again I think is more of kind of a game mode or spawn type feature. All right, so that concludes on how to use WorldGuard, WorldGuard GUI, and also the WorldGuard CUI for Fabric. And out of all that stuff, in order to try to make things immensely easier, we're going to have to give it a 2.5 out of 5 on IDIOTPROOF. That rating simply means that a toddler cannot use this. I can barely use this. It's a very complex thing that you might spend hours trying to figure out. And that's even with all the stuff to make things easier. If you're just typing in pure code, it can get really, really exhausting. So thank you for joining. Definitely add WorldGuard, WorldGuard GUI, and the WorldGuard CUI to your server. Make life easier. All right, goodbye.